Robbins, and I'm going to share my testimony today. I was listening to other people's testimonies, and I have a testimony about my self-harm and my addiction, but I don't have one about how I met God. When I was little, I was raised in a Christian household. My dad wasn't really a Christian, but my mom and grandma and grandpa raised me to be a good Christian girl. I went to church, I went to Sunday school, I went to Awana, I went to VBS, I went to every program they could have for kids in church. I was even in the kids' church choir and drama. When I was about 10, we had our first move. We moved from sunny Florida to cold and freezing South Dakota. And it was a big change, the first big change in my life. And it was rough because I had to meet new kids and new teachers and start a new school. And it was really hard for me. But once I got used to it, the school itself wasn't that bad. There were some bullies there, and I kind of felt that was the first time I think I felt that God had let me down, because I felt so alone with all these new kids. I didn't have any close friends. I didn't have any best friends, and all my old friends were in Florida. But that was in the middle of 4th grade. And then I was there in South Dakota till the end of 5th grade. And then in 6th grade, my stepdad got a job in North Dakota, in a small town in North Dakota. And it would be smaller than the state I was currently in, but again, it would be moving and making new friends again. So when I got there, I was really nervous, but I made some really good friends there, and they were all very Christian. So that was good. Kept me in my faith. And then 7th grade, I stayed there for 6th and 7th grade. And then I went to live with my dad in 8th grade. And they never really went to church. They didn't want to take me to youth group or anything because we didn't belong to a church. So I think my faith kind of flatlined after that. And once it flatlined, it was hard to get back up. Well, for certain reasons, after trying to live with my dad, I moved back with my mom freshman year. And then freshman year, because of trauma and bullying and other reasons, I began cutting myself. And it started with a little nick on my wrist, and it developed into cuts all over my arms, on my stomach, on my thighs. It was like downhill from there. And I feel like God I had pulled away from him so badly that I couldn't find my way back. But I saw my first counselor freshman year. I mean, I had one in 5th grade to adjust to the move, but I only saw her for a few sessions. This was my first real counselor. And I ended up seeing like 6 different counselors throughout the rest of my high school career. So the counselor deemed me with depression and anxiety, and they got me on medicine. And then 10th grade, the summer before 10th grade, I overdosed on Tylenol. And that was a big thing for me because I was so down on myself that I wanted to end my life. I didn't care about what other people thought about me staying there. I didn't care. I just wanted to be gone off this earth. I felt like God was so far away from me then. And so that happened. I was in the hospital for the first time, the psych hospital. And helped me a lot. During this time, I began hearing voices, and they diagnosed me with schizophrenia at first. I was also having flashbacks and nightmares from the trauma, which they diagnosed me with PTSD as well. So all of 10th grade, I had about 7 or 8 hospitalizations. 11th grade, if I had 8, 10th grade, I had 7, 11th grade. So altogether, I had 15 short-term hospitalizations, or 14. And then senior year, there were other moves in between. After North Dakota, I went to New Jersey, where my dad was, and then went back to North Dakota. After North Dakota, we went to Nebraska. Then after Nebraska, we came to Tennessee to live with my grandma for my senior year. She's really ill, and just pray for her if you can. And I still wasn't the best. I went in 11th and in the 11th grade, I went to 2 different residential hospitals, stayed there a month each. In senior year, I was at the Village, which is another residential, and I was there for 2.5 months. My mental health was just not getting better. And I was still pulling away from God. We were going to church, where I was going to youth group, and I just felt like this tug was just pulling me away from Him, like a chain, keeping me away. And there was a final result with my grandma. I was grabbing my notebook from her so fast that I was hitting her, and I didn't even realize it. And I still am trying to forgive myself for that. It's hard because I hurt someone I love. And I went to the psych hospital again. That was the 16th time. So after that, because of grandma's safety and my siblings' safety and my mom's safety and my grandma's partner's safety, I was not allowed back in the house. And I was sent to the homeless shelter. Well, honestly, I think that's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's called CARM. It is called Knoxville Area Rescue Ministries. And it's Christian-based. They have church services 3 to 4 times a week. They have pastors there, all kinds of stuff. So you can stop, Baxter. All kinds of stuff so you can get closer to God. They even have Christian counseling. And I met the love of my life there. His name is Anthony, and he's my fiance. He's my fiance, and I love him so much. He is hardworking. He's Christian. He is 9 months sober from everything, 2 years sober from alcohol. And we got through this journey together. We found an apartment together. We joined a church. We're both going to celebrate recovery, to recover from our things. I'm almost 60 days clean from cutting. It's unbelievable what God can do. So I just want to say, whenever you feel like God is out of reach or you're pulling away from God, don't doubt Him. He'll find His way back to you. You can find His way back to Him. This is Baxter. Say hi, Baxter. Say hi, Baxter. This is our dog. He's going to be my service dog for my mental health issues, which they recently found out is borderline personality disorder and dependent personality disorder. So they weren't even treating me with the right therapy. So I think after all these years, God has finally found out what's wrong with me. And now He can help me feel better. God works in mysterious ways, everyone. So don't give up on Him, and He won't give up on you.